Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Thursday, July 25th, 2024. And I would like to take this opportunity to tell you about 26 hours of the best science fiction audiobook you've never heard about, unless you've seen some of these before. Legacy of a Mad Scientist and the Legend of Ashley Fox here on YouTube for you to listen to. We've also got a comic book if you want to check out a black and white story about Ashley Fox, the last Valkyrie, how she rescues a bunch of kids from being Pizzagated here in a futuristic version of Los Angeles. Downloadable as a PDF here in the description for you. And today I thought, in celebration of the movie that is coming out, we would do X-Men 133. I said I wasn't going to do superhero comics, but for this, I'm going to make an exception. What is this? 18 movies, and we're fine. Now, it's not the Hellfire Club. They were, Sebastian Shaw and Emma Frost. They were in X-Men First Class. But this story by John Byrne and Chris Claremont is one of the best ones. This was before I started collecting comics. This is a back issue that I bought, but they were releasing classic X-Men, which was like Conan Saga. And so when I was buying comics in the very late 80s, early 90s, I did get the Hellfire Club story. They were going through this. They were literally selling this. So I got this as a reprint, not a speculator. This has no speculator value. This is a reader's copy, but very much worth it. I love the soldiers. They're called elite mercenaries. I love their faceless costumes. So Wolverine has come up through the sewers and is in the basement of the Hellfire Club, where the X-Men, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Storm, Jean Grey, and Scott, Cyclops, are being held prisoner by a team of Sebastian Shaw and this other bad guy. What's his name? Mastermind. I remember here in a second, or I'll look it up. Jason Wingard, Mastermind, and Sebastian Shaw. Emma Frost is not here, but they have Jean Grey believing that she is a plantation owner and that Storm is her slave, and she backhands her right here. Wolverine's not in as much of this as you would think. Cyclops is in a quartz ruby helmet that restricts his optic blasts, and it's basically bolted to his neck. Meanwhile, on the island that Moira McTaggart owns, she and Banshee are having a conversation about what they need to do to help. Angel is talking to Professor X, and Wolverine comes up through the dumbwaiter into the kitchen near the ballroom. And Wolverine gets a gun put to his head. Cyclops, meanwhile, is we'll flip ahead in a second. Cyclops is hallucinating. He knows he's hallucinating. He knows that they're in his mind and that they are forcing him to astral project into a reality that is set in like revolutionary England or Victorian England, where he's having a rapier duel with Jason Wingard, Mastermind. Here's a good ad for Dracula and Conan and the Hulk. Meanwhile, Wolverine decides to hell with it and throws this soldier out into the party. Doesn't pop his claws. He says that would be too messy. And Cyclops is having his duel in his mind with Jason Wingard, where he knows he can't win, and he's struggling with that. Thor fights Reflection Man. I don't remember what it was, something stupid. But it ends up with Cyclops mortally wounded, Jean Grey dressed for a party, and Wolverine is making his way towards them to rescue them. So this is in celebration of the movie coming out, which is completely due to the efforts of Ryan Reynolds. If Ryan Reynolds is the price to get a Wolverine movie where he's finally Wolverine, I suppose that's worth it. I don't know if I'll go see it. I'll probably just wait until it shows up on torrents. Doubt if I'm going to go see it in the theater. Today's Wildwood Tarot card. Here's the box. Here's the book. Today we have the Knight. No, is it just the Bear? The Great Bear. What's the number? 20. So, in terms of what, comes to writing and branding and alpha channel, what the fuck does that mean? The problem with this sort of thing is, with just anything in life, is whatever you say yesterday, you reserve the right to contradict tomorrow. Because today is the only thing that matters. And I'm not going to be cucked by anyone, including myself, from yesterday. And if I said some stupid shit yesterday, I reserve the right to say smart shit today. So in some ways, you're reserving the right to be a hypocrite. And yeah, I guess that's true. But that's the only way you get better at things. That's the only way you grow. You have to reserve the right to make mistakes. Being a hypocrite means making mistakes. I'm probably wrong twice a day. So at least that, if not more. So I certainly am not coming out here saying this is the way, the Alpha Channel way. I saw John Lovering, the Warrior Poet Society, this Army Spec Ops guy. He was talking about what is Alpha Channel, what does it mean to be a leader. And he's obviously coming at it from the be a good citizen, be a good father, be a good protector, be a good provider, and absolutely do that. Don't complain. Be consistent. Most important thing you can do is be consistent. Being consistent is the opposite of being a hypocrite. But if you're constantly a hypocrite, you're at least consistent in that. I mean, be consistent, work out consistently, but reserve the right to take a break. It's been super hot, and I've been on a 2-week break now. So I needed it. My neck is I've had weird headaches. My neck has been cracking. I'm sure I'll start working out again this weekend. Chest is my next workout, so I'm looking forward to it. It's not believe me, I could use a couple weeks off. I think it helps my psychopathic level come down. I'm sure I'll go skating this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I want to get out for a 2 or 3 hour session, get some sunlight. You'll know because I'll come into your sunburn on Saturday or Sunday or Monday. But we'll see. These are boards you guys don't usually see. Hookups and Zero and Moose, and this is the one I ride every day. But yeah, don't be conflicted about being a hypocrite. Don't be conflicted about changing your mind. Reserve the right to own the land you stand on. Own the land look, I want to go through my 7 ideals for making stories again too. 1, love the work. Sit down and do it with a clear conscience and love the doing of it. Do it with no money. Those are the first 3 things. 4, use virtues as values. 5, go to nature for inspiration. 6, never, ever, ever do propaganda. Not for yourself, not against your enemies, certainly not for your enemies for money. That'll destroy your soul like nothing else. Don't do that. I've almost got hired to do that a couple times and I had to say no. If they made it easy to say no, they weren't offering money, they would have had to offer me the world to do those jobs, and I didn't want to do them. So it was easy to just not call them back. And last but not least, where you look is where you land. Your direction is your destiny. So I know exactly what I want to produce. I know what I want to write. I know the kind of fun stuff that I would love to. The reason I'm doing these, the reason I'm reading old comics is because no one's really making shows for me. They've made that clear. Do you know what I mean? There used to be all the shows were for me. I know what it was like in the late 80s, early 90s, not so much the 90s, but golden window when I was a little kid, things like Dukes of Hazzard and the A-Team, that revolved around a boy's perspective. The girls got Falcon Crest and Dynasty, but those were the older women. The little girls got shit. They didn't get anything. They got nothing. She-Ra was garbage. It was a pale comparison to He-Man. So it's not fair, but you girls didn't have girls making the stuff. And then our stuff got taken over. It got bought out from under us. You know what I mean? Now it's getting made for gays and trannies. So, and when it comes to violence, that's the real thing about hypocrisy. And how do you love violence but not want to use violence in politics? Well, I do want to use violence in politics. I would love to have a U-Haul truck with big machine gun in the back that opens up on the gay pride parade and just murders everyone. But I won't even do that in a comic book because it's the definition of punching down. That's not a worthy challenge. You can't take Arnold and the team from Predator and put them up against West Hollywood. It's not fair. You have to put them up against the Alien. For it to be fair to fight those guys, you have to find a competitor from another world. That's how awesome our side is. That's how awesome Tarzan is. That's how awesome it is to be a former Marine. And I was a Pogue. A Pogue means an office Marine. But believe me, I earned it. I totally earned my spot. So, and doing this, I was thinking earlier, I could make a character, I've got some stuff on it right now, but I could make a character whose sole weapon is a folding chair. And believe me, you'd be scared of him. Michael Jai White going anywhere with a folding chair or a 2x4, a skateboard without trucks. Believe me, this will knock your teeth out. And you get hit with this side, this is going to leave a nasty bruise on your face. You could use this a million different ways. You do not want to get hit with a skateboard, even with or without trucks. So it's not the weapon, it's who has it. So violence in politics, it's not fair. It's not fair. And I said, don't vote. I'm probably going to be a hypocrite here. I'm sure I'll vote for Trump. I'm sure I will. I will just because it pisses the other side off. So you should vote. I say don't pay your taxes, but I've paid all my taxes except for the last couple because I've been too lazy. And I'll pay them, but they'll be late. Sam Hyde says be a nigger to the system and drag your feet until the system breaks. Don't give the system shit. The system's already taken enough from you. Income tax should be illegal. I do believe income tax is wrong. They get taxes from you every other way. So I'm not even selling anything. My stuff's on here for free. YouTube gets it for free. You guys can check it out for free. It's awesome. Believe me, it's awesome. It's as good as anything. Chris Claremont, whether he wrote this before or after the fact, Chris Claremont is a great writer. Great writer. I bought and read his novel. I remember it not being especially awesome. It felt rushed. Even as a young reader, I was in my early 20s back then. But I want to know why he doesn't get to write. I've heard about this thing called these golden handcuffs where Marvel pays him not to write. A non-compete clause, he gets so much money a year. That's wrong. That's like DC buying Static Shock and shelving it. And that creator then couldn't work on his character because it was too much like the Black Flash. That's not right. Those are the kind of things that make me hate people. There's a book, I have it, I have a copy of it here somewhere. H.A. Covington's The Brigade. He actually has 4. Hill of Ravens, I know, is one of the other ones. I don't know what the other names are, but The Brigade is one of them. And they murder a bunch of people at the Oscars. And that is just genius. I would love to see a murder at a big signing meeting like they do in Dogma, where they go to the Corporation of the Golden Calf. I could imagine getting a deal for my books and going in there with a bunch of knives like the Joker and locking the doors and just murdering everyone in the building until they kill me. That would be, what a wonderful way to go. So if you want to see what that kind of guy would write, it's here for your enjoyment. All right, talk to you guys later. Tomorrow. Bye.